Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take all that raw intelligence, the reviews, the specs, the market chatter, and we distill it into the knowledge you need.
Exactly.
And today, we are focused on a vehicle that is, frankly, causing some major waves. The Changan CS75 Plus 2026. I mean, this isn't just another compact SUV. You could almost see it as a declaration of intent from Changan, especially aimed at the Saudis and the wider Gulf market.
That is the absolute core of our deep dive today. We've gone through all the data, and the real headline is the top-tier trim, the royal specification.
Right.
So our mission is to figure out how Changan is pulling this off. How are they redefining what you, the buyer, should expect in terms of performance, tech, and luxury at this price?
Essentially, how do you get features that were, exclusive to genuine luxury brands maybe 2 years ago?
If that, yeah.
Things like seat massage functions, triple digital screens, and still hit a price point that's, budget conscious. So we need to figure out if this is a genius move or if there are some hidden trade-offs.
And by the end of this, you'll walk away fully informed on what makes this contender such a serious challenge to the old guard.
Okay, so let's start where you spend all your time, the interior. The sources we've looked at are pretty much unanimous. They're calling the cabin of the CS75 Plus A a real turning point for Chinese SUVs.
It really is. I think the strategy here is a deliberate effort to just completely overcome any old perceptions about quality.
So it's not just about looking good.
No, not at all. They've gone way beyond that. We're seeing widespread use of high-quality leather and soft-touch materials. And it's not just on the seats. It's wrapping the dashboard, the door panels, that material density, that tactile feel.
Yeah.
It immediately signals a higher value.
And that's complemented by the tech, right? The mood lighting and so on.
Oh, absolutely. Reviewers make a big deal about the multicolor adjustable ambient lighting. That kind of customization, it's a small detail, but it's psychologically important. It lets you personalize the space, make it feel less utilitarian than, a lot of its rivals.
But the real statement piece, the thing that makes you go, wow, at this price, has to be the dash.
It's the complete digital environment. Everyone's calling it the triple screen setup.
Okay, let's break that down because this is where the premium ambition really comes into focus.
For sure. So you start with the standard stuff, a big digital instrument cluster for the driver, and then a massive central infotainment screen. In the Royal trim, it's, 14.6 inches? Huge.
But the third screen is the game changer, the one for the passenger.
That's it. A dedicated screen just for the front passenger.
That's territory reserved for six-figure luxury cars. Why do that? What's the strategic thinking there?
It's about emulating that ultra-luxury feel, that separation, by giving the passenger their own controlled environment for their music, for navigation. It actually reduces the driver's workload. It makes the whole front cabin feel more like a first-class experience.
It's a direct challenge, then, to the idea that value cars have to compromise.
Exactly. And to make it all work, the connectivity has to be seamless.
And is it?
For the most part, yeah. It has standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it often works wirelessly, which is, a must-have these days.
Yeah.
It keeps that luxury cabin free from cable clutter.
All right, let's get to comfort, because this is crucial for the markets we're talking about. The Gulf region, the heat, the amenities in the Royal trim seem, exceptional.
This is where Changan really throws down the gauntlet. The seats are great, supportive, lots of legroom in the back, so it's a solid family car.
But it's the features list that's turning heads.
It is. So beyond the usual stuff like electric adjustment and memory functions, the sources explicitly confirm cooling and massage functions for both front seats.
Okay, stop there. Seat cooling isn't a luxury in a place like Saudi Arabia. It's practically a necessity. To pair that with a massage function in an SUV that starts around 100,000 Saudi reals, that is genuinely disruptive. You just don't find that.
You don't. You'd have to step up to a model that's often double the price.
Yeah.
So Changan isn't just trying to match his rivals. They're offering superior features.
Yeah.
They're making the value equation just undeniable.
Okay, so moving from that very plush, very feature-packed interior, we have to talk about what's powering it all. Because all that luxury doesn't mean much if the engine's not up to the task.
Right. And you have two clear options here. A balance of power and economy. The base tier is a 1.5-liter turbo four-cylinder. It's for efficiency. Puts out a respectable 188 horsepower.
But the real interest, especially for that Royal trim buyer, is the bigger engine.
Absolutely. That's the 2.0-liter turbo four-cylinder. and it generates significantly more output. We're talking somewhere between 229 and 245 horsepower, and critically, between 360 and 400 newton meters of torque.
Let's focus on that torque figure for a second. 400 newton meters. For people listening, why is that number actually more important than horsepower in day-to-day driving?
That torque figure is all about responsiveness. It's your immediate pulling power, right, from low RPMs. It's what you feel when you're merging onto a highway or need to overtake quickly. At 480, this thing competes directly with some of the segment leaders from Europe and Japan.
So it doesn't just look luxurious, it feels capable.
It feels gutsy. And the numbers back it up. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 8 seconds, which is, it's brisk.
Now, in the drivetrain itself, Changan made a very, very smart move to build buyer confidence.
A huge move. That powerful 2.0-liter engine is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and they sourced it from Aisin.
The renowned Japanese manufacturer.
Exactly. That Aisin badge is a massive marketing win. It immediately tackles the main anxiety people have about Chinese powertrains, which is long-term reliability.
It's like a safety blanket.
It is. By using proven, high-quality parts from a trusted supplier, Changan just minimizes that perceived risk.
Okay, so what about the ride quality, the chassis setup? The intent is clearly comfort, but what's the trade-off?
So the setup is pretty standard up front with McPherson's trucks, but in the rear, they use a more sophisticated multi-link system.
Which is better than the cheaper torsion beam setups you sometimes see.
Fundamentally better. It gives you more control over the rear wheels, which is key for stability and just overall comfort, especially on rougher roads. So yes, the analysis consistently says the ride is comfortable and smooth.
But what does that mean when you push the car? When you optimize for comfort, you usually lose some precision.
And that's the explicit trade-off here. The ride is fantastic for daily driving, for family use, but reviewers are clear. The suspension is a bit too soft for high-speed driving or aggressive cornering. You push it hard into a turn, you're going to feel body roll.
So it knows its audience. It's not trying to be a sports car.
Not at all. It's biased toward absorbing bumps. And crucially, we need to confirm the drivetrain options. The top-tier Royal model. It's available with all-wheel drive.
So AWD is an option which adds that extra layer of stability and safety.
Right. Front-wheel drive is standard, but having that AWD option is a big deal for a lot of buyers.
Okay, let's pivot to safety. In a family SUV, this is non-negotiable. And the modern definition of a safe SUV is really about the tech that prevents a crash in the first place.
For sure. And the higher trims come with a full ADS suite. Advanced driver assistance systems.
The usual suspects.
The essentials, yeah. You've got your adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and of course automatic emergency braking that can detect pedestrians.
Right, those are the table stakes now. The real question is, how good is the integration? Is it smooth, or is it, overly intrusive and beeping at you all the time?
The reports say it's pretty smooth. Maybe not quite as refined as, say, a high-end German system, but it's effective. The real standout feature, though, the true technological showpiece here, is the camera system.
You're talking about the 540-degree view. That number always throws me off. It's more than the standard 360.
Exactly. So it includes the standard 360-degree bird's eye view for parking, but Changan adds what they call an advanced route view, an undercar view.
Explain how that works. Why is that useful beyond just avoiding a curb?
It's very clever. It stitches together images from cameras mounted low on the car to create a virtual view of the ground directly underneath you. So yeah, you can see curbs, but you can also navigate over, say, large speed bumps or uneven ground. You can place your wheels perfectly to avoid damaging a rim or the undercarriage.
That's a feature you usually see on serious off-roaders.
It is. So finding it here is a very advanced, very thoughtful addition. It's about minimizing those daily ownership headaches.
And what about passive safety? The car's structure.
The foundations are solid. They use high-strength steel to manage crash energy, and it comes with a minimum of 6 airbags, front, side, and curtain.
And its crash test record.
Previous versions have consistently scored a 5-star rating in the CNCIP, the Chinese program, so it indicates a very high level of protection.
So we have the luxury, the surprisingly solid engineering, the really advanced safety tech. Now the business model. How on earth does Changan package all of this? Seat cooling, Aisin transmissions, a 540-degree camera, and still undercut the competition so aggressively?
It really comes down to scale and efficient sourcing, but the pricing itself is designed to make a huge splash, especially in the Gulf. We're seeing 2 main trims cited for the Saudi market.
Let's hear them.
Okay, the Platinum FWD trim, which is already well-equipped, starts at around 99,900 Saudi riyals.
Wow.
And then the fully loaded Royal AWD package, with everything we've talked about, settles at about 111,100 to come SR. It's just an astonishing price for this level of tech.
And they back it with a warranty that suggests they have real confidence in the product.
Absolutely. The basic warranty is a strong 5 years or 150,000 kilometers. But we're also seeing promotions that extend the powertrain warranty up to 7 years or even 250,000 kilometers.
That's a strategic move to fight that lingering anxiety about long-term Chinese vehicle ownership.
It's completely intentional. But Changan isn't operating in a vacuum. This segment is brutally competitive.
So who are they fighting against on the showroom floor?
3 main rivals. First is probably the Geely Manjaro 2026. It's often seen as aiming for an even higher sense of tech and luxury, also with a powerful 2.0-liter AWD setup.
Okay, and the big volume player.
That would be the Haval H6 GT 2026. Haval is a massive seller, known for efficiency and packing in features at a similar price. Changan has to work hard to pull those buyers away.
And there's one more, the premium challenger.
The Exceed TXL 2026. Exceed is a brand that is deliberately positioning itself as a premium alternative, focusing heavily on matching European material quality. So it's a direct threat to the Royal trim's luxury claims.
So we've covered the strengths, but to give the full picture, we have to look at the other side of the coin. Our analysis gives this an overall grade of about 8.6 out of 10 when you factor in the price.
Which is a very high rating, and the pros are clear. That luxurious cabin design, the option of AWD, the reliability that comes with that Aisin transmission, and of course those unmatched comfort features, the cooled massage seats. That's revolutionary for the price.
Okay, now for the fine print, the trade-offs. What are the weaknesses that owners and reviewers are actually reporting?
The most consistent complaint is about the infotainment quality.
The software, not the screens themselves.
Exactly. The screens are huge and beautiful, but users say the system underneath can be sluggish sometimes, slow to respond. There are also reports of inconsistent wireless connections for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
That would be a major frustration.
It is. And for the Gulf market specifically, a big complaint is the poor quality of the Arabic localization and translation in the menus. That undermines the whole premium promise.
Okay, what about running costs?
Fuel consumption. That powerful 2.0-liter turbo with AWD is great, but you pay a penalty at the pump. The reported figure is around 13.5 kilometers per liter, which is okay.
Yeah.
It's not best in class for economy.
And then there's the big one, the shadow that hangs over many newer brands, long-term ownership.
This is probably the biggest hurdle for them to clear. There is still buyer anxiety about reliability once the warranty's up, about the availability of spare parts.
Especially outside the big cities.
Right. And the fear of high maintenance costs at the official dealerships. All of that directly impacts the resale value, which is a huge financial consideration for any car buyer.
And just to round it out, that driving feel we talked about. Comfortable, but not sporty.
Precisely. The suspension is too soft for aggressive driving. If you value a firm, connected feel on the highway, you might find it less reassuring than some of its German or Japanese rivals. So, to synthesize this all for you, the Changan CS75 Plus 2026, especially that Royal trim, it's a pivotal vehicle. They've successfully packed in features, triple screens, that 540 camera, cooled massage seats that were, until now, reserved for a much higher price bracket. It creates an incredible value proposition. But you, the buyer, have to consciously weigh those amazing amenities against the known trade-offs, the fuel economy, and that very real risk associated with long-term service and resale value.
So here's where it gets really interesting for me. Given that the CS75 Plus Royal pushes so hard on high-end comfort features like those massage seats, yet gets specific criticism for fundamental usability issues, like slow software and bad language support, what does this tell us about the emerging Chinese auto strategy?
That's a fascinating question.
Is the key to victory just this strategy of maximum feature stuffing? Or will sustained success at the end of the day be decided by the boring long-term fundamentals, the smoothness of the software, the cost of a basic service, and the quality of that dealership experience? That's the complex tension you need to be thinking about when you evaluate this very disruptive SUV.